For updates on sports stories across the globe, Aaron Akerijola joins us. Aaron,
good morning to you. Yeah, good morning to you, Rufai. Good morning to you, Doctor.
Morning.
It's been a busy weekend, very busy weekend. We've got a lot to unpack today, but let me get started with the less weighted stories, and that is the fact that the Euros have been heating up heavily. Of course, the Netherlands actually beaten Poland yesterday, 2-1, and one of the results that have actually come in, of course, the host Germany put to the sword Scotland, 5-1. Kai Havertz masterclass, and not forgetting Musiala also, and Ritz all shining like a million stars. And then the La Fiorentina of Spain also showing their tactic credentials against Croatia as they beat them. And of course, Morata on the score sheet. And yesterday, Jude Bellingham doing what Jude Bellingham knows how to do best. When you put it into context, at 20, he's played at the World Cup, scored at the World Cup, scored at the Euros, won the Champions League, done so much just at 20, and you begin to ask, what is left? And he still has up to 30, 35 to play. All right, but the man's lights keep shining bright. All right, quickly, on the home scene, let's actually put it into context. On one particular team, for the 8th time, yesterday, we're able to secure that particular title, talking about Rangers International, or some would say Enugu Rangers, as
Holy.
at the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium, and they did that in fine fashion. At the moment, the first is since 2016, the 8th all round. Only Eyimba has more titles than they do have, which is 9, which stands at 9. They've got 8 right now. And the governor played a huge role because he was there before the game to actually give them a little bit of pep talk. And it is very, very instrumental to say this, that anytime any team wins a league, the governor and the deputy governor are always hands-on to make that happen. This is what the governor had to say after that particular win.
What we have witnessed here this evening is the enactment of the greatness that Enugu is known for. We have again witnessed that here today. So we have, part of what I said to the players before the match started was that they have the weight of history on their shoulders, because they are walking the path where legends have walked.
And Finidi George must be praised for what he has also done for the team, talking about the coach of the side. Now let's get into the meat of today's discussion. Firstly, on Saturday, the news actually came out. Very, very unfortunate news, but a lot of people saw the handwriting on the wall. And that is the fact that this man, Finidi George, has actually resigned as the coach of the Super Eagles. Although the Nigeria Football Federation said officially they've not received any kind of communication and they've not said anything to this particular respect, but one thing remains certain. Finidi George has resigned. Now, the circumstances surrounding this particular resignation are multifaceted, so to speak. First of all, they say that the reports actually have it, some confirmed reports actually have it that not only he didn't know, he met with the Nigeria Football Federation on a Thursday. By Wednesday, they said they were going to bring in a foreign technical advisor. And on Thursday, they didn't tell him on Thursday.
That's disrespect.
And on Thursday, he held a meeting with the Nigeria Football Federation, and they didn't bring that particular thing up, only to hear on his way to Port Harcourt that a technical advisor was going to come in. And reports also state that he was going to get not just the demotion, but also get a huge shaving of his pay packet from 15 million, according to reports, that he was going to be demoted down to 5 million. Those are the reports out there. But if we're to actually look at the timeline, and they can actually help us quickly, he was appointed in April of 2024. And in June 7, of course, the first trouble actually started when Amokachi decided that he wasn't going to be part of that particular coaching staff and the backroom staff. On the 10th of June, of course, they lose that crucial World Cup qualifier in Abidjan against Benin Republic. On the 14th, reports actually came in, a communique from the Nigeria Football Federation stated that a foreign coach will be brought in, and a lot of people said it was a demotion. And on the 15th, he actually threw in the towel and said, no, I'm not going to be part of this. Now, the interesting thing is this. There is an antecedent to all that has happened. The last 3 coaches of the Super Eagles, local coaches of the Super Eagles, have all told this particular line. Remember, Sunday Ogochukwu Olise also resigned under questionable circumstances. The late Stephen Keshi, after all the glory he brought to Nigeria in 2013. 2014 was not a good year. There were reports, confirmed reports that Finidi, what do you call him? Stevie Keshi knelt down and was begging a particular head of technical then not to lose his job. The man ridiculed him because of bad blood. We can't get into that because of time, and still fired him. So this is not the first. And the question is this might not be the last. But the last three coaches, I don't know. Questions have been raised time and time again. But this is not only that. It actually opened up a can of worms. Because one man, the most high-profile player in the ranks of the Super Eagles right now, Victor Osimhen, probably thought he heard what Finidi said and probably was misquoted. But let's hear from Osimhen first, then I'll explain and unravel the noise from facts. Let's hear from Victor Osimhen.
I will post all the evidence because I know say this day we come. I know say he go come. I know say he go come. I know say he go come. Now why I leave all those things, I do those videos, take those screenshots, where I go post now. Now why? Because I no go keep quiet again. You no get any single soul for this life where I dey fear. Now only respect I dey give people. And if I give you respect and you disrespect me, I go lose them too. Now so I did. So if this wetin I dey do no go make me come back Super Eagles, so be it. But I no go allow one person. They tell me say you know they beg now. You know you can't beg Osimhen to come and play this. You can't beg waiting. What did we say? You can't beg waiting. You can't beg waiting.
Victor Osimhen, that was the PG version I actually brought. That was the PG version. He went all out, ballistic against Finidi George. The unfortunate thing is he was misguided and he was ill-informed and went on to disrespect Finidi George because he claims that he was told that Finidi George said. And a lot of people have gone on social media and have quoted Finidi George. Finidi George, from people that have spoken to him, has emphatically said that he never mentioned Victor Osimhen in that particular. As a matter of fact, Colin Udo, a sports journalist and former media officer of the Super Eagles, had this to say.
Categorically that Finidi did not say the things he's alleged to have said. He did not say he wasn't going to beg Osimhen. He did not say that Osimhen was not committed. In fact, he did confirm when he was asked about Osimhen's absence that Osimhen called him from Germany and that's why he was excused. It was when the issues of players' commitment was raised, that's when he said he would not beg anybody to play for the Super Eagles, but he did not mention any player by name specifically. And so I also called Finidi himself to ask him if that was the case, and he also confirmed to me that he never said any of those things, and in fact he corroborated what the other gentleman had told me, and that he would have no reason to call out any player, whether in public or in private, and that he would rather address issues with the players themselves if there were any issues.
All right, it's rather unfortunate, but we needed to state that because I've been going through social media in the past couple of days, and a lot of people have been quoting that Finidi George did say that about Victor Osimhen, and the point still is that Finidi George said in that Thursday meeting, when he was being asked about the players, he said he will not beg players to play for the Super Eagles. Now, the truth is this. There are some things that we cannot say here. But circumstances surrounding these particular qualifiers was very questionable because Finidi George opened camp officially on a Friday. As of Tuesday, with a game to be played on a Friday, some players had not shown up. They were in Nigeria. And now the point is this. This is not the first time.
There was also strike.
That's what I'm saying. The strike happened on a Monday.
Yeah.
The camp opened on a Friday. You should at least be in Uyo on a Sunday. The fact that you waited till Monday, 4 days before the match, put you in that particular circumstance. Now, this is not the first. Super Eagles players over the years have been prima donnas, and they've acted like this. Yeah. We will not want to mention names, but we know Super Eagles players that will be cooked up in hotels in Nigeria and still be claiming that they are nursing injuries in Europe. and not take their time to resume in the Super
Where
Eagles
was
camp.
Osimhen in that video? Was he in Nigeria?
No, he's in Germany. He's
in
actually
Germany.
injured.
He's
actually
okay.
injured.
Okay.
And he's in Germany.
So 2 things I would like to say. At first, we do not need all of this going on at a point in time. And I think I would like to call out Amaju Pinnick here. I think Amaju Pinnick should call Osimhen and talk to him. This is the second time Osimhen is going to do this. You remember the altercation with Ikpeba?
Yes.
He needs to be able to tell Osimhen the following things. Number one.
No, but let me try to cut you short. In some part of that video, Osimhen said no one can talk to him.
No. He's not God. Osimhen is not God.
He said no one. He doesn't have a godfather.
No matter who
and
you are,
no one
hang on a
can
minute.
talk to him.
Aaron,
that he's his own man, and he will keep doing what he wants to do.
No matter who you are in this world, if you don't have people you still defer to, then you are not fit to be on earth. So all of that one, I'm sure Osimhen was just saying because he was angry.
But that's Victor Osimhen for you.
No,
like you said, there are antecedents with the member issue.
No, but I don't want to criminalize Osimhen completely. I do not think there are not people that can not still talk to Osimhen.
Okay, Igalo tried to. In all fairness, Ojon Igalo tried to persuade him to leave the life.
Amaju Pinnick, because of the looming large influence he has, talk to them. Talk to him. Prevail over Osimhen. Then also, probably if they can bring peace among these two parties. Because in all of this, let's not forget the emotional torture they've given Finidi. He's lost his job after 2 games. We also feel he's been unfairly treated. But also we as Nigerians, we reacted because we saw that this was a demon of the past. We'll not go to nations, we'll not go to World Cup again. So we all said, no, we called for his head. I was part of those that called for his head. But we also should also take into cognizance as a human being, he has flesh and blood, he has emotions. We do not need this at this point in time. It's bad optics for our football. So people like Amaju Pinnick and other people that can call Osimhen, they must be able to call Osimhen to order. And let us settle this.
No, but Finidi George is gone.
Finidi George is gone.
He's taking the easy route out.
Finidi George is gone. He's taking the easy route out. He's not taking the easy route out. He's taking the dignified route out. Because you can't disrespect a man and you hope him not to... Because if they were going to take any decision, they should have told Finidi in that meeting that, see, going forward, this is it. If he had resigned after that meeting, yes, you'll have given the choice, but not announced that he's back. So he's taking the dignified route out. But going forward, please, we must be able to patch up things, and people must be able to call Osimhen to order. That's just it.
Okay, just very quick. I think Finidi George is not the problem of the Super Eagles. I've already highlighted a number of things, one of which is a lack of discipline. And this is not the first time that this is happening amongst the players, and also in terms of the system behind the Football Federation in itself. Because if you're going to hire a coach, you cannot, and that's one of the reasons I love the EPL, at least some teams in the EPL, who you have to give them time. They didn't get here, or Finidi George is not going to use his magic wand on the team. However, I do believe when he talked about the fact one of his KPIs was to get them to the World Cup. So he would have possibly lost his job anyway because he didn't do what he had said he was going to do.
You still have 6 more games to play. Well, you still have 6 more games to play.
Maybe the projection of his players or himself, he knows he can't manage the team. And then with regards to Osimhen and Finidi George, I don't want to take sides because, of course, in terms of the histories and the stories behind this, I don't know it. I'm not taking sides. But the truth is that when a player becomes more powerful than the coach, there will always be challenges. And we've seen that, it's not just in Nigeria, we've seen that happen a number of times. And that's the discipline I'm talking about. If Osimhen can come out and lambast Finidi George as the head coach of the Super Eagles, then we talk about misbehaviors, especially for international players. Yeah. If there's no respect there, Finidi George cannot control that team. You cannot blame him for the failure of that team. If the coach cannot, what happened with Ferguson and Beckham? Yeah. As powerful as Beckham was, he still had to submit, and at some point, Ferguson had to show him who is boss. But guess what? Even if Finidi George wanted to show him who was boss, the people behind, this we are saying are going to prevail on Osimhen, will not allow him to have a voice. That's why I said that there has to even be a backing for the coach. It's very sad. I wish we could sustain a home-based coach. Honestly, I think it's very unfair. This will not happen if it's a foreign coach.
And that's the point.
This will not happen if it's a foreign coach.
To a white man, which is sad. Which is also a lot of mentality.
Mbappe, in other stories, Mbappe is not going to be at the Olympics.
Yeah.
Because Real Madrid says their players, anyone that has shown up at
the Euros?
At the Euro 2024
Yeah.
will not be allowed. And this is as a result of the calendar. The Euro, by the time it ends, the Olympics will just be
The beginning, yes.
about 4 or 5 days away.
Yes.
And by the time the Olympics is ending, it will be time for the new season of
True,
La Liga.
true.
So that is, and Kylian Mbappe himself understands that. Just starting with the club, he shouldn't go there tired. Duchamp won the US Open golf with McCrory losing out again.
Painful,
He's
because
been
it was
second
close.
in every major
Yes.
since he last won the PGA Championship in 2014.
Yes.
Now, you talked about the Euro 2024,
Yeah.
where England barely managed to
beat
win.
Serbia.
And that has created a lot of excitement. In fact, some British people said they were not going to go to work today, having celebrated overnight. In fact, one newspaper said the hangover. But I don't know what they are celebrating. It was Jude Bellingham who saved them. Jude Bellingham is 20. You've already talked about his distinction. And he continues to excel. He has not allowed that distinction to get into his head. And I think that is important. So the newspapers are celebrating him today, for what he's been able to do. And you saw how he has been behaving, so level-headed, even introducing his mom, for what reasons I don't know, to the chosen one. Another story from Euro 2024 is Christian Eriksen. Who came back. The last time he was in the Euro 2024 was in 2020, when he had
that heart scare, yes.
that heart problem. But this time around, he even scored for Denmark. And then to come back home to Victor Osimhen.
Yes.
Well, Victor Osimhen, many fans, also former Super Eagles players, including Ida Peterside, former goalkeeper, they are saying he owes Victor Osimhen an apology.
He owes Finidi George.
With Finidi George an apology.
Yes.
And also former Super Eagles internationals an apology. And Ida Peterside goes a step further to say that if he does not apologize, the NFF should never allow him to play for Super Eagles.
And he insulted Nigerians.
So
he insulted Nigerians because he said any Nigerian that ever thought about him probably refusing to play. And they call them names I cannot mention.
The thing here is that Osimhen, how old is he? He's 23. But I've just given an example of even a younger person who is far more mature. So I think he needs to grow up. He needs to be guided. As for Finidi George, he lost two matches, right?
He drew one, he lost one.
And he was turned adrift. Unfortunately, before he got there, people like Amaju Pinnick, Segun Odegbami, Michel Obi, and others were making a case for local coaches, indigenous coaches. Now, this is one indigenous coach that we have not even given the opportunity. After 2 matches, we have said he should go. And I think that, he manned up. He tried to defend his integrity by saying, well, take your job. I don't think that he will have problems finding another job. You mentioned Enugu Rangers. Yeah. You forgot to mention that by topping the league, they are going to the Champions League of the Confederation of African Football.
Yes, the CAF Champions League, certainly.
And then we're looking for a second person to take the second spot.
Either
that would be Remo
Stars.
Or Imba, yes.
And then, of course, Enugu Rangers still has 1 match with Gombe United. But we see 7 points. They've already
clinched the league. So celebrated already.
That's the formality. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure.